Hello everybody, welcome back to Brick Model Railroad on YouTube. My name is Glenn Holland and
I'm Cale. You
probably know us by now. Hopefully you've been watching the rest of our videos. If you're not, subscribe. You won't miss another one. Today we have another premium instructions review video for you guys. Today we are reviewing the American Car Foundry Type 27 tank car. You can see the two examples that we have there. So I'm actually very excited about this this tank car for one particular reason. It's because I actually designed this one as opposed to Cale, who designed the boxcar and the hopper. But you know, I don't quite have quite as many years experience as he does, but you know, I'll get there. But
it's a very nice car though.
Thank you.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it's a cool car. I mean, I was really. You don't see a lot of tank cars out there, tank car models, especially, like, accurate, like, I built this specific tank car with this tank size, and, because it had this many domes and stuff like that, and I used these decals because, these railroads used them. But so I figured I'd try and fill the gap a little bit. This is actually the tank car that I built, which is a 10,000 gallon version. Get onto that a little bit more in a minute, but anyway. It turned out pretty well, and I'm really excited about him. And Cale took it and ran with it. So I guess I'll get into that. Now. So when we did the boxcar and the hopper, we basically did the instructions so you can only build one train car. So I gave Cale the model and said, like, hey, make instructions out of this. And then so Cale went, well, hey, we can make 6 different instructions out of this. And so we did. So you'll find, when you go through the instructions, that you can build not 1, not 2, but 6 individual tank cars. So we have the 10,000 gallon tank with 1 dome, and we also have the 8,000 gallon tank with 1 dome. You can also build 2 domes and 3 dome versions of each of those. So that's 6 unique tank car designs. So that's something else. I'm really excited about that because, you can build 6 different. It's a 6 for 1. It's a 6 for the price of 1, essentially. I mean,
you can have oodles of variety on your railroad.
Yeah, that's right. And we have decals. We have the decals that we made will go with basically any car, but
you could technically use them on any of the any of the decals we made. You could technically use on any of the car variations.
Yeah. We did sort of do it with one specific car in mind, but you can use them for any, really. I mean, we have the decal maps here. We'll show those off in a minute. But
yeah, there's nothing specific to the decals. I think the shipper's car line, the one we did based on the Railroad Museum of PA, that does have a couple dome decals.
Yeah, you want to put those on there.
But other than that, there's nothing specific in any of the decals that would. So you could, like, if you wanted to build a 10,000 gallon dome with a 10,000 gallon tank with 3 domes and put shell decals on,
go for it.
You could.
Go for it. So I'll go over the decals now. So you can see in front we have the United States Army, USAX car number 17367. This is, when I originally built the tank car, I built the 10,000 gallon model because I was looking at a US Army tank car. I'm like, I like that car and I want to build it. It's actually for a separate project, which I won't get into, but I think it turned out really well. And I'm actually I've had it done for several months now, and I'm glad to finally have decals on it. It looks really good. So thanks, Cale, for the decals. We also have the shell decals, which are nice, sharp red. They look really good on the yellow, I think. Yeah. They turned out really well.
We had to do shell decals, a little
Lego history.
A little Lego history. Lego did produce shell sets for a little while. So.
They did, so we went with that. We also did ACFX number 4556. This car is actually sitting in the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania. It is a 8,000 gallon tank with 3 domes on it, so we figured we have to make decals for that one.
We have to build that one.
We also have,
again, a little more Lego history for you.
Yep, Cale made ESO decals. It turned out really well. I actually really like those. Those turned out very well.
So it was difficult to find an ESO tank car that fit, but I was able to find a photo of one, or a photo of a model of one.
So we kind of made these just because we wanted to.
So I'm hoping that was a real car, but
you never know.
It was a fairly high-end model, so I expect they did their research, but
well, they turned out really well. So we'll have.
But I
those.
really wanted to do SO because,
Of course. And then so these are the big two that I'm really excited about. These last two here. So these are the two that I'm really excited about. So we took, so for those of you who know from the Lego movie and from Lego sets in like the 90s and such, Lego used to have this.
I believe they've been using it since the 90s.
Yeah, they have this kind of a fake petroleum company called Octane. So since Octane is just a Danish word for octane, we took that and made our own logos for it. And so we made a 1920s style logo with an octagonal logo with kind of a
Oil derrick.
Yeah, an oil derrick in the background. That looks really good. And then
that logo was actually made by Sean Kelly,
yeah, he did a very good job on that.
fellow AFOL.
Yep.
So
And
thank
then-
you, Sean Kelly, for that logo.
Indeed. And then so this one was made by Michael Gale, one of the two people who are doing the PFX brick.
Yes.
And he did this. This is, I think we asked for some inspiration.
Yeah, I
we
was
reached
like,
out-
I posted on my Facebook page, the question, what would if you were envisioning a vintage Octane decal, like from the 40s or 30s, what would it look like?
And so Michael Gale submitted this, and we're like, that's perfect. That looks like it's from the 40s. And then Sean submitted the other one, and it looked like the 20s. So we had to do both.
yeah,
And they both turned out really well. And so we have both of these to offer for you. And I'm really excited about that. I really want to build another tank car just so I can put Octane decals on it. Because
Yeah.
I love the look of that.
well, we gotta have the whole fleet eventually.
Yeah, I'm sure we will eventually. You'll see it sooner or later. We can talk about the features of the car now. We have, as always, we have the, well, not this one, but
You picked up the wrong
I
car.
picked up the wrong car. But we'll have the
This
ball
one.
bearing. We'll have the ball bearings installed in
The
Technic
shell
bricks.
has our nice ball bearing wheel sets that roll really, really beautifully.
They do. So as is the case with all premium instructions, we'll have those included. We also have. I actually really like the way the frame turned out because the frame isn't just a platform; it's actually got decking around it, and it's kind of built off of a center beam, kind of as a real car would be built. I also included the I guess the hazard signs, the kind of diamond shaped warning
Yeah,
signs.
warning placards.
We don't have decals for those, but they're the right shape and in the right place,
yeah.
and they look really well.
We may at some point, if we get around to making a couple more different decal sets for tank cars.
I'm sure we
I may
will
try
sometime.
I wasn't able to find an accurate looking vintage placard in time.
We'll get around to that. And so we also have what else did I put on here? Put handrails obviously around the entire tank. Got the end grab irons. We have the brake wheel, and then the on the domes you'll see I've modeled the main cap and the safety valve caps. They'd actually include safety valves on these for in case a liquid or whatever you have in the tank would expand or anything like that, just to equalize the pressure. And then of course we have the brake rigging on the bottom of that car.
Yep, we're able to do some brake rigging on the bottom of here, and
So we'll be including more brick arms elements, which is
so the brake rigging does use 2 brick arms monopods and a U-clip,
just
which
exactly
we
like
do
the box
include in
car.
the set. Yeah, actually this is pretty much ripped off the box car. Shortened a little bit for the tank car, but
it's essentially the same design, and
yeah,
which would be normal. I mean, most brake rigging was very.
You had brake systems were pretty much set up. You had several different styles of brake systems, but they were all pretty much similar throughout the years.
Yeah, so we put that in, and so it's a very simple car, but it's very rudimentary. Not rudimentary, but very utilitarian is the word that I'm looking for. But then again, I guess the real tank cars were like that. They were just kind of designed with a specific purpose, and
But it has a very nice look.
yeah, they're classic. You have to have one on a freight train.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now you can. And so I guess now we'll go over the what you get in the instructions. So this is the box that it'll come in. We have the the standard stuff, the name of the car, a picture of the car. On the front, I actually went with the 10,000 gallon model because it's the original one that I built. Serial number, premium instructions, and then of course the logo on the front. Then on the back, we went with the full back printing this time.
Look at this pretty box art.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So you can select from any one of 6, or you can build all 6 if you feel like it. You can select any one of those to build, and you have the 8,000 gallon models with 1, 2, and 3 domes, and then the 10,000 gallon models with 1, 2, and 3 domes. So that turned out pretty well. And so in the kit itself, like we mentioned, you'll get the assembled wheel sets with the ball bearings, and that will also come with the brick arms, monopods, and U-clips that you need. As always, you'll get a brick model railroader business card with our social media and a nice photo of the boxcar on the back. And then,
so you know where to complain.
you can yell at me this time instead of Cale for having done something incorrectly. And then this is the instruction booklet. This is actually the photo of the car that's at Strasbourg, one of Cale's photos.
Yes.
Yep,
so that's one of my photos.
Yep. So you can see exactly what that one should look
I'm
like.
not going to put someone else's photo on the cover.
You have to use your own. So that turned out pretty well. And of course we have the introduction written by both Cale and myself. We have a diagram of one of the Type 27 tank cars at the bottom. We also have, as always, a history of the tank car. We also included a
photo of a shell car, which we didn't do decals for.
Yeah, ironically enough, actually. I just noticed that. But we included a little bit of history on the people who built the tank cars, too, and how they were operated on railroads. Obviously, some more photos of the tank cars, and some of our own diagrams of the tank car included on this page here. And so you'll go through the instructions. The way you want to talk about how we set up the instructions?
I can.
Go for it.
So, as you're going through the instructions, the first thing you'll be building is the frame, because the trucks and the frame stay the same between all 6 of the different versions. So that's the first thing you build. You build up the frame, you build up the trucks, and then you'll build the core of the tank, which is shared between all 6 different versions. And then from there, you can decide, do you want to build 8,000 gallon or 10,000 gallon? Do you want 1 dome, 2 dome, 3 domes? And you'll be able to turn to a certain page in the instructions and start from there building that version.
It's kind of like a choose your own adventure. But
It is.
But for a Lego tank car.
So, yes. So yeah,
makes a lot of sense as you're turning through it, though. I mean,
yeah.
At any point you can say, you might have miscounted parts. You might run out of pieces and say, "Oh, I can only build this tank car." So, you can flip back through, and it's easy. It's very easy to pick up and leave off on. And so we go through the instructions. It's a little bit thicker than normal.
Yeah, this is our biggest instruction book yet.
Yeah, it's
by about 20 pages.
Yeah, it's considerable. This is up at 70 pages. I think the other ones were like upper 50s.
The hopper car was 54 pages, I believe.
Yeah. That's an extra 16 pages worth of Lego instructions.
Yes.
And then so you go through the instructions. We have a few notes on color and part substitutions on page 62, and then starting on page 63, we have our awesome parts list.
Yes.
And so, just like with the hopper, is consistent with,
put a lot of work into.
We did. Yeah, so, that'll go through down by, the color, everything, and I think yellow and red and blue, you can substitute because they're internal and you won't see them. And then anything labeled black will either be used in the frame or in the trucks. And then I think all the white pieces labeled here are labeled as body colored.
All the exterior pieces on the tank car are labeled body color in the parts list. So, of course, you've got, if you want to build a shell, we'd be doing it in yellow. If you want to do this car, you'd be doing it in black. So any part that's labeled body color is,
you can easily distinguish which part you'll need.
Yeah.
So there you go. And then so,
and then there are different parts depending on the versions.
So we went through and did this. So we have a nice table here that will show you exactly what you need for. There's a row across the top which allows you to choose which model you're building, and then it'll show you how many of what part you'll need.
Yeah. As you're going through the main part list, you'll see on
you'll need all of those.
You'll see on some quantities, see notes on version specific parts. And then you just go to this table over here and you say, oh, I'm doing a 2-dome car and 8,000 gallon, this is the parts I need.
So you need that many of that. So I think that turned out really well. That should be Hopefully, it's very easy to follow.
Hopefully, it's easy to follow. We tried our best to make it as clear as possible.
Have some more photos of the 6 different options that you can choose from. Questions, comments, and concerns page again. If I did something wrong, come online and yell at me. And then on the back cover, model by Glenn Holland, instructions by Glenn Holland and Cale Leapart, and then our disclaimers at the bottom. So that is the instruction book.
If you want your box signed, Glenn will do it.
I will do it, actually. you have to tell me, because I wouldn't want to deface everybody's car like that. So we'll go on to some housekeeping items now. So the tank cars will cost $37. Premium instructions, because the book is a little bit bigger, and we had to add
the book was quite a bit bigger,
and we added to add back in the brick arms parts.
Yeah.
So
most of it is the book.
Yeah, most of it's the book, but so it'll cost a few dollars more. But in return,
you're getting 6 cars.
You're getting 6 cars for the price of 1. So $37. They'll be available on Monday, October 23rd, 2017, around noon.
Are we gonna do noon? Let's do noon.
We'll do noon, just like the other 2.
High noon.
Yep. So that's when they'll be available. On top of those, we'll also be restocking our boxcars and hoppers. We're going to do 15 more boxcars.
Yes, we got 15 more boxcars and 35 more hoppers.
So in case you missed out on the other batches of those, we'll have more. We're kind of just constantly increasing our batch sizes, so
as much as we can.
Yeah. So we always say, we'll make as many as we can sell. So if you guys keep showing interest, we'll make more. Yeah. So we'll have those available at the same time, at the same date, on our online store, brickmodelrailroader.com, and then there's a tab on the top of the page for our shop. That's where you can get all this stuff. We'll also have all of the decals available. We have more decals for the hoppers. We have more decals for the boxcars.
Yes.
And we have all the decals.
Restock decals.
Yeah, restock decals, and then all the decals you saw earlier listed for the tank car as well. We'll have all of that available on Monday, October 23rd at noon. And so we'll also have more wheel sets added in stock. We basically can just make those at any time we want, so you don't have to order them right as we restock premium instructions. You can make those whenever you want.
Yeah, if you want to buy some a little later on, we can those are easier to keep in stock than these.
Yeah, people really like these for some reason. I don't know why. We should mention though that currently, right now, we do not have all of the bearings that we need to make.
Still waiting on the bearings. Hopefully, we get them tomorrow.
Yeah. We're hoping that they'll come in soon.
Yeah, we have some to get us started, but
the rest are on their way. If you do order the kit, we will
international post and all that.
We'll let you know that if we happen to run out of bearings before we get to assembling the wheel sets for your kit, we'll let you know, obviously, and we'll say, we apologize for the inconvenience. Apologize ahead of time, by the way. We apologize for the inconvenience. The bearings are on their way. As soon as we get them, we'll put them in the wheel sets and we'll ship them out to you. So hopefully you guys will be patient with us. We're kind of looking to get the tank cars up on our store already, so hopefully you guys will appreciate that, and we'll let you know when the bearings come in and fulfill those orders as needed. If you're not following us on social media, you should be. I mentioned this in the other video, but we're still working on a locomotive. We actually made a lot of progress on that locomotive, I think just last night too.
Sitting behind.
It's sitting right behind
you, just off camera.
Yeah, it's sitting right behind the camera, actually. So you can't see it, but we can. And right now, it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah. There's no boiler, cab.
There's no boiler,
right
and there's no cab, and there's no tender. But
But the important stuff, the mechanics are sweet.
They are. One of the things that we kind of strictly adhere to when Cale and I build steam locomotives is we try to get all of the hard stuff done first. So basically, how we're going to drive the locomotive, how we're going to do the valve gear connecting rods and all that stuff, and the wheel articulation, everything like that. So we took care of that stuff first.
Running gear, running gear, running gear. If it doesn't run right, it doesn't matter how it looks.
Yep, it has to run right. So we took care of that first, but the rest of it after that will come a lot easier because we know how we're going to do the boiler. We have an idea of how we're going to do the cab. The tender will come easily.
Yeah, we already have a pretty good idea of what the tender design will look like.
Mm-hmm. We posted a teaser about that this morning. It was a picture of one of the drive wheels, and you can see a little bit of the eccentric crank and valve gear that we have on there, which looks pretty sweet. There's one more thing that we have to talk about, and that is Och Train Burn.
Och Train Burn!
Yeah, we have our pumpkin sitting out. There's our pumpkin. Brick Model Railroader official pumpkin.
'Tis the season for building ridiculously long train cars.
Yep, that is the Och Train Burn challenge. Hopefully we'll do more of these in the future.
Yeah, what is our stud limit?
It depends. Read the full rule set on brickmodelrailroader.com. There's an article called Och Train Burn, the contest begins. Read that article. That has all of the rules that you'll need to adhere to, all of the specific guidelines and everything that you'll need to get started in the contest. Hopefully you're already started in the contest. We have a lot of people submitting stuff on our Brick Model Railroader Flickr group, and
Yes.
a lot of the entries look pretty sweet.
There's some really clever ones.
There is some clever entries on there. Some of them made me literally laugh out loud. Some of them are pretty clever.
It's a pretty interesting contest.
Yeah. So essentially, what we're trying to get at is basically you'll want to build as long of a train car as possible that just looks ridiculous on standard Lego curves. So
Now,
not like this.
This is not a standard Lego curve.
This is not. This is actually one of the prizes that we'll have.
As an example of a long train car, now this is based on an actual passenger car.
It's a Western
It's
Maryland
actually accurate length.
and it exists. It used to exist, didn't it?
Oh, it still exists. This
This is the Western Maryland car, right?
Yeah, it's no longer painted in Western Maryland colors. It's painted in C&O colors, but it's at the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad Museum in Baltimore, Maryland.
Mm-hmm. And so this is pretty much a prime example of what we're trying to get across here. So this car how long is this car?
I think this is just over 70 studs. I think it's 72.
72
Which I think
studs.
is our limit for single train cars.
Our limit for single train cars, I believe,
our minimum for single train cars
is 72 studs.
70.
Studs. Yes. So basically, has to be 70 studs at least or longer for a single train car. And I think the limit for semi-permanently coupled units like a steam locomotive is 60 studs. Don't quote me. Read the article. I forget. Cale and I are actually not coordinating that competition. It's one of our other contributors who goes by the username of Raised on Brick Model Railroader and other sites as well.
Yes.
But Cale and I are both judges for the competition, and so this is essentially what we're looking for. It's just crazy long, looks ridiculous on.
This car even overhangs on.
It does.
On R20s, R120s.
Yeah, it overhangs. It overhangs by about a solid inch.
So you can imagine how ridiculous this car will look on a standard Lego curve.
Yeah, it's crazy. So while we're not looking for, we're not looking for stuff that looks stupid on R120. R120 curves is actually one of the prizes that we have available for one of the winners.
Yes,
so this is R120 curves.
We have a full loop. We have a full loop of R104 and a full loop of R20. This is the R120. Mm-hmm. From our good friends at Brick Tracks.
Mm-hmm. They do a lot of good work. The quality in this is amazing. It looks.
They are these are if you didn't see the Brick Tracks logo on the studs, you'd swear this was Lego Track.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
The quality is that good.
Quality is amazing. So you have a potential to win this, but that's not all the prizes we have, is it?
No.
Lego was generous enough to give us a couple of some actual sets. So we have a winter train.
We have a winter train station.
We have Winter Village train station.
Yes.
We have a Winter Village train.
Yes.
We have
I think we have
one pack of switches.
I think we have one pack of switches
and
I
then
think
two other track packs.
2 packs of the straight track with the flex track.
Yeah. So that is all of the prizes that we'll have. We don't have any information about how those prizes will be given out, to what categories they'll be given out, because we have different categories, right? We have how it looks on the curve, how it looks as compared to the real life model. Yeah. All of that is listed on the articles on Brick Model Railroader, so definitely read them. But yeah, we have some awesome prizes, especially for our first competition. Yeah. So if you've got a half finished mock that you're looking to do and it fits the requirements, by all means finish it. It does have to be a pretty new, unpublished. It is a building competition, so we want it to be new or unpublished before. And
we don't want you to dust off some train you've had sitting around for 3 years. We want new, fresh stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, if it's something you built within the last month, I think we'll let that go.
Hi. I think I'm gonna leave that in the video. I'm just gonna leave that in the video. We'll just have to keep yelling. That was Cale's cat.
That was Tigger.
But yeah, so we would like it to be a new model. If it's not terribly old, if it's within a couple months, maybe like 1 or 2 months, we'll probably accept it.
Yeah.
We'll have an official rules check, but we'll probably go with it. But we brought this out to show you exactly what we're trying to trying to get across. So
Yeah.
hopefully, if you're already
This is not eligible because
Yeah.
I'm a judge.
yeah, Cale can't win any of our awesome prizes, but you can. So if you're hopefully you're already working on it, we'd love to see your entries. You have to submit them to the Brick Model Railroader group on Flickr. That is the requirement for entries. You have to
Yes.
submit them there. You can post them wherever you want, but to be eligible for the contest, you have to submit them on Flickr. And so after the end of October, the last day of submission is October 31st. After then, we will be Cale, myself, another builder, Matt Senge, and Raised.
Yes.
We will all be reviewing the entries, and we will be tallying up the scores and giving out prizes as we see fit. And so hopefully you're already working on your model. If not, now's your chance to win some awesome prizes from us here at Brick Model Railroader. And special thanks again to Lego and Brick Tracks for helping
Yes.
us with the prizes. Very much appreciated.
Oh, yes.
So get building. So that takes care of the video today, guys. We appreciate you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you turn on your notifications, you won't miss any videos from us. You can see whenever we upload a video. We're going to a lot of conventions these days. Hopefully we'll go to a lot more in the future. And you also won't miss our premium instruction reviews, because we've got a lot of those so far. We got a lot more planned, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff planned, and so hopefully we'll upload as many videos as we can.
We've got one more car coming in November, and then we have our...
Yeah, we have our flat car in November.
Yes.
And then we have our Locomotive coming after that at an unannounced date.
Hopefully not too long after.
Yeah,
but, you know,
we're working on it.
we'll see.
We're working on it. We plan to have a running prototype by the middle of December.
Yes.
And then we'll test it, and then we'll be coordinating our efforts to get our launch ready, and then we'll go from there. So that is the end of the video. Thank you guys again for watching. Be sure and check out the rest of our videos on our channel, and be sure and grab yourself a American Car Foundry Type 27 Premium Instructions on Monday, October 23rd at noon Eastern Time. If you want one, hopefully you do. They're awesome models, and
I want one.
I have one. I have one. But thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will talk to you all in the next video. See you later.
Bye, everybody.
I read a report that somewhere of 50% of a model railroader's life is spent re-railing derailed cars.
It's a good thing our stuff doesn't derail.
It's okay, I made that up.